Hello guys and welcome to the new video of the Python and API development course. So in this video we will be hosting our backend or our application to a hosting website so that it is not only accessible by you, it can be accessible by anyone of you want to. So what we will be doing is right now we were making our server work on localhost, or we were making our laptop to work as a server. But now we will be hosting our application on a web server or a server which is on cloud or is online, so that our server will run anytime anywhere, and it can be accessed by anyone with the link to our application. So let's directly get into it. So what we will do is we'll open our Chrome, and what we will write here is render hosting. So render is a application that provides us with a cloud server to host, and it is also free for us, for developers, so that we can use it. There are other servers present which are like AWS and many more, but for the free part we can use render to host our FastAPI application. So what I can do here is, if you haven't created your account, you can go and use get started here. I'll directly sign into render. You can use get started, and then what you can do is you should, one thing you should know is you should log in with GitHub, so that again you don't have to connect it with GitHub. So I'll connect it with GitHub. So I'll write my GitHub. Yes, I'll sign into render. Similarly, you should also sign up, but connect it using GitHub only. If you don't have a GitHub account, let us first make GitHub account. So what we will do here is we will go to github.com, press enter. So I already have an account, so it logged into me directly. But if you don't have an account, first make a GitHub account, and then what you need to do is you need to go to your profile. This is your profile. Okay, now what you need to do here is you should go to repositories. Okay, now in repository, click on new. Let's us name the repository as URL shortener. Okay, URL shortener is available. Description, let us leave the description, make it public, add a readme file. Okay, add a gitignore template. You can use Python gitignore template. License, if you want, you can use the MIT license here. It, and then what you should do is you should press on create repository. Now what you should do here is, first thing first, you should go to your application, you should activate your VNV, and you should type one thing here, that is pip dash, or I can just go to the Chrome and I can write is requirement txt. So what I am doing is, I'll tell you right now. So we need to write this pip freeze requirement.txt. So what it will do is it will make a file name as requirement.txt. This command, this will make a file name as requirement.txt. And what this requirement.txt will have, it will have every module that we have imported in our virtual environment using the pip installer, so that we can tell our server or hosting server to basically that what things it needs to download. So here are all the requirements that need to be downloaded. Okay, now one thing I can do here is, okay, so yeah, these are the requirements that needs to be there. Okay, here there was a space bit extra, so I'll just rerun the command. And now I have a requirement.txt. I will delete this, and yeah, a particular requirement.txt here. And then what I can do is now I can go to my repository on GitHub, which I have made, and I can click here to add files, upload files. Okay, now it is saying browse or okay, so I'll choose the files. I'll go to my, let's start URL shortener, and I don't need VNV and PyCache. I only need main these files, database.py, main.py, qrcode.py, and requirement.txt. So I'll open them. So all the four files are being uploaded here on the GitHub, and then I can write here is added the project or the app. Okay, and I can write commit changes. So now my basically my GitHub repository has every file and my code uploaded on the GitHub. Okay, you can see here if I open the database.py file, it has everything. Okay, similarly, what I can do is now I can go to the render dashboard, and you will see this dashboard here. So I already have an instance running. Let's leave it. What I'll do is I'll go to new, I'll go to web service, and I need to connect a repository. So I'll click search here, URL shortener. Okay, so what I can do here is I can go here. I can basically go to my repository, and I can copy this link. I can paste it here, public Git repository, and I can press continue. Okay, so it has done. Now I need to name a unique name for the web server. So I would write KDP URL, then shortener. Okay, region, let us leave region. Main branch is okay, root directory, no issues in that. Runtime is Python 3. Build command is pip install requirement.txt, and start command. Now start command, deploy fast API app on render. Here it is. What I need to know is I need to know the deploying or the production command basically for the UVCon, because what we use UVCon main app hyphen hyphen reload, it is for our testing or debugging. We basically don't need it uh, there. So what I can do is, so it is coding the API, creating a Git node. Let us leave all that. Yes, going on render, web services that we have done. Yeah, give a name to a web service, then select the server using whatever. For start command, copy and paste. Okay, here is where start command. We have copied it. We have come here and we have pasted this. Yes, so it was also suggesting me that, and I've pasted it here too. Let us go for the free version and let us create the web service. So it is in progress. is downloading everything that is written in the requirement.txt. It is deploying. Okay, so build exit with status 1 while building your code. What was the issue? Let's see. No matching distribution find for python.env. Okay, so we basically don't need .env, but if it has made, so what I can do here is I can go here. I can edit this. Okay, so I need you to edit this file and basically. Okay, so there was a problem with the version. So what I got here is I got to my requirement.txt and now I am changing this. What am I changing basically is I am writing all the pip commands that I ran or that we ran during the making of our app. So which were the commands we ran? We first ran pip install FastAPI all, then pip install UV standard, then pip install PyMongo, then pip install PyQR code, and then pip install PyPNG. So I have wrote this because pip install will already be added by the render. So now what I can do is I can write all these rather than writing each and every module and their version. I can write this and I can say commit changes. Okay, so what I can do here is, yeah, commit changes, update requirement.txt, commit changes. Okay, so one more thing I want to do here is, now I can come here and I can write manual deploy and deploy latest commit. Okay, so it's cloning, it's checking out the commit, now it's downloading everything. One more thing you will see here is, this is our base URL. Now our base URL is not http colon slash slash 127.0.0.1 colon 8000. Now our base URL is this. So we also need to change our base URL, right? So what I can do is let it download it and I can copy this. Now what I can do is I can go to my main.py where I have specified base URL. Here I have specified my base URL as this. So I can edit this and now I can paste my base URL here, right? And then I can say commit changes, updated base URL in main.py and I'll commit the changes. Now what I can do is, okay, so my service is live. That means everything is working good. I can just again deploy the latest commit here. Now it will download everything and it will run again the server. So let's wait for that. So I changed the base URL basically so that my shortened URL and everything will come handy here. Okay. So it's now uploading the build. So basically what we are doing is we are hosting our FastAPI app on a web server so it can be accessed by your friends, your fellow mates, so that you can show them your project rather than you picking your laptop and basically running your local host and then basically showing them that how it is working. You can basically just send them the link so your service is live. What I can do is I can click on this, hello fast API world, because this is our base URL. Now I can go to slash docs. I'm here on my Swagger UI. Now this is hosted. You can send this link to anyone, any of your friend, any of your fellow mates, and they will also see this. What I can do is, now to test, I will add a URL to my database. Let's say special key, let's give it a special key, hosted 9AI. Okay, and let's get a big URL. So let's use this URL. Okay, and let us paste this here, and then I'll just execute this, and it has given me the shortened URL as this. Okay, so here you can see my mistake. Here a slash is not there. So I'll go to my repository, I'll edit this, because what have I done here is I have not added a slash here, right? This, I will commit the changes, update main.py, commit changes. Now I need to deploy this commit changes, manual deploy latest commit. It will again download everything. So I have deployed the latest commit, and I basically my again everything has been downloaded and my service is live. So now what I can do is I can go to my server here, and I can basically, okay, so yeah, so let me just change the key to hosted. Okay, just hosted. Execute this, and now it has given me a shortened URL, this. So what I'll do is I'll copy this, and I will paste this in my browser, and I'll press a enter, and let us see. Yes, so you can see here it has redirected me to the particular website that I wanted to redirect. So this is a big URL. It has shortened me to this. I can now basically count the clicks. So one click was there. So let's try hosted, and let's execute this, and you can see one click. And I can also generate my QR code. It out, hosted, execute, and here is my QR code. So now basically my render service is hosted, my application is hosted, and if I want to share this with anyone, any of my fellow mate, any of my friend, or I want to add it in the resume, so that the person who is checking my resume, who is looking at my resume, can basically see my work directly. I can just copy this URL and paste that there, and they can come to this URL and they can play around with my project. So now guys, rather than making our laptop a local host, we have basically hosted our FastAPI application on a cloud server, and I hope you guys understood the process of hosting this. Thank you for watching the video. Till then, happy learning.